Okay, we should,
Well, they were thinking,
Ready for lots of phone calls?
They're probably not paired.
Ready for lots
okay,
of-
There
we should be good then.
Yep, they just found each other.
Okay.
They started yesterday.
I got a couple over the weekend.
Mr. Ron, we are ready for public discussion.
Public discussion, okay.
You did.
This is reference, your guys' new pay schedule. I thought that was great that you got, new hires up to snuff a little faster. But, those of us that have been here over 2 decades kinda got, lost in the dust. With, the longevity pay, it's capped at 20 years, those of us with over 2 decades. Any chance we could, keep that nickel going? We're not talking major money, but at least it shows that, our loyalty is appreciated.
I think we could have that discussion. It probably won't happen with, the budget already being done and everything for this year, but it could be discussion for, next budget. With the wages and stuff like that, so.
And just because we're not talking major dollars, we're talking 10 cents usually.
It stops at 20.
It stopped at 20 cents,
It
yeah.
stops at 20.
Your opinion to put it on the agenda for next board meeting or forget about it till later?
I don't know that.
I think the issue with changing something like that now is we'd have to do a budget amendment for it. Cause, well, our other budget's already published and stuff. It wouldn't be huge dollars, but it would impact it. So any change like that, I don't know that we'd have wiggle room in there, would we?
Until somebody would run some numbers, I have no idea.
Yeah, most
It's
of our budgets are set pretty close to.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably not, I know it's not a huge impact that way, but
I mean, not as much as last week's impact.
But
That
that
was huge.
Yeah, but that, we did figure that into the budget. That was figured in.
Probably the time to bring it up is next year before we do the budget.
yeah, I would say that would be the time to discuss it.
Is that the consensus?
Cause I mean, that was,
And then that would be across the board for all employees then.
Yeah.
Does that seem fair to you, Ron?
Not timely, but just so we don't get forgotten.
Won't forget you.
You put it in your memory bank.
Yeah, will you bring it up again?
Well, that gets a little cloudy right there. Those of us that are 2 decades, it seems to get, it's kinda like riding the bus on the wagon deal,
Really?
but no.
At least you didn't have to ride a horse to school, did you? You didn't have to ride a horse to school.
No,
No.
but I did walk. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yep.
Ron.
thanks.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda and minutes dated March 28th?
So,
Motion by Plath, second by Carter.
second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimous. Everybody had a chance to review claims. Take a minute, cause I gotta sign a whole bunch of stuff. Evidently, we did a lot of resolutions last week.
We, fund the libraries once a year with their yearly.
One question I had on the secondary road department, unit 621, there was decent repair bill on that. I know Doug said some of the tractors were going to John Deere, but do we know which one that was or what was done to it?
Is that 16,000? What are we talking about? For
yeah.
John Deere?
Yeah, about just shy of that, yep.
I know there's a lot of trucks under at the moment, I don't know.
That was John Deere financial,
Or- oh, it's
so
John
that
Deere,
would
yeah,
have
yeah.
been a tractor.
Well, my understanding and talking to someone yesterday, that the tractors were ready to go for the year now.
Okay,
So that must have been the final maintenance work and parts and whatever needed.
I believe he said one,
That was kind of the last thing that they did, was get all the tractors ready to go. Yeah, I see service and tune up, you know, a few different times in here, or at least 2 different times.
yeah, well,
Service and tune up.
621 and 621 would be the two on the same unit. The labor and then the parts and everything.
Right.
But,
Labor's most of it,
yeah, and I believe he had said previously there was one that needed transmission work or something, but I wasn't sure if we'd heard anything since then.
Yeah,
I didn't catch anything last week, but
that cost, I don't know, makes sense if it was a transmission.
Do I have a motion
make-
to approve or disapprove of the claims?
I'll move to approve.
Carter made a motion to approve, do I have a second? Second by Stecker, any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, motion carried unanimous. I'm assuming that your motion included the drainage claims that were in here?
yeah, that's all together.
I think she brought them in for you to sign, they have to sign.
We gotta sign all those? Judy?
Oh, these are
Okay,
Kossuth
give you the
County,
letter?
these are Kossuth counties,
What do you have? I thought I had the letters here.
these are Kossuth counties.
Do we sign all these?
No, those
No.
are assessment rolls of the county-owned property.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was hoping you didn't have to. Judy, you are up, application for natural conservation.
Okay, so, every year, what this is, for, it's kind of called the SLU bill, but it is, exemptions for forest cover, which, the requirement is to be a two acre minimum, and it can be any kind of trees, so it's like rubber bottom trees. The other one is rivers and streams and open prairie. There's these 3 different exemptions. They first file through the soil conservation. They approve them, they get a signature, but then we are the administration, kind of overseers of it, but then it's actually the ultimate of the board of supervisors to approve these exemptions. It ended up, I believe you got a spreadsheet. It might be kind of hard to read because it's pretty wide, but for the open prairie, there was a total of 193.49 acres, and forest cover, there's 834.89 acres, and rivers and streams is 260.90. There was just a slight increase, but pretty much it's pretty steady in those same amount of acres. They have to yearly sign up on these, so we have the letters for you, or to sign. I do have these letters.
You do have, they pay no tax, correct?
They pay no tax on those acres.
And if they harvest something off of it,
Right, this is the program that
That's
a
what
year
we
ago
talked
that we
about.
ran into,
Right.
that they started harvesting off, and, we did deny a couple, even before it went out this year, they were denied, and those, so the 2 notorious ones, they're no longer in here.
longer.
We also, are not including food plots in their wooded areas. We have now taken those out, because they were in, there was one that had like open prairie area, and then he would till up just a little bit for food plot, and we told him that's not gonna be allowed, so we took that out. So basically, it's just minus, he still qualifies for the open prairie area, but we just, Luke just more or less draws that out and excludes it. So we took out all food plots also. We
Good.
have to pay tax on food plots.
Does anybody have any questions for Judy? Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to approve the natural conservation applications.
So moved.
Motion by Plath, second by Mac.
Whacker.
Yeah, sorry. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried unanimous.
Okay, so these are the letters and you can just sign them at your leisure. And we do have the envelopes back in our office too.
Okay, I'll bring them to you when I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you, Judy. Appreciate the changes.
Mhm.
We are up to approval of retainage on the courthouse chiller.
So they're done with the chiller project. I asked Will to come in if he had any questions. But they're asking for us to pay the retainage of $19,226.75.
Satisfied, Willie?
Yep, it ran yesterday.
Do I have a motion to approve paying out the retainage on the courthouse chiller?
So moved.
Motion by Plath, second by Stecker, discussion. Everybody comfortable with the work? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimous.
Thank you, Will.
Thanks, Willie.
Thanks.
You bet.
Next, we are up to discussion to approve GPS account for Board of Supervisor. Do I have a motion to that effect?
I make a motion that we don't do
Do you wanna make a motion to decline?
it, to decline, yes, we don't need it, that's Doug Miller's department, not ours. We have any problems with the roads or any road employees, we'll talk to Doug about it.
Do I have a second to that motion? I'll second it so we can have discussion.
Well, I guess I put this on the agenda and it was specifically in regards to the engineers department. I've had conversations with Doug on numerous occasions about this, and he had said he would, and the multiple of the most recent conversations, he had said he would need board action to, create an account for supervisors. But in my conversations with Todd, and I might even have the email here, otherwise I can find it. Let's see. Actually, I do have it here. He quoted the code section, and then under all of that, there was a short summary and said, with such a broad definition, arguably GPS software would fit in this section. However, the more interesting issue is that this is not a request from the public, but a member of the board that employs the custodian. Custodian not being an elected official, so it begs the question, who is actually the custodian of these records? And I guess, to me, to try and make an informed decision, I don't think you can do that without the actual information. So I think we should have access to any and all information that we have available.
We're not here to micromanage department heads. We're not charged.
So what information do you feel we have received in the boardroom that we got from the GPS? What have you been presented with here?
Well,
Why do I need to know where Doug's employees are at? That's not my job, that's Doug's job. When I have a problem, anytime I have a problem, any questions with the road department, if somebody calls me, I call Doug or I go see him. I don't take it upon myself to go out and talk to one of his employees and say, what was you doing over here? How come you weren't there? No, that's Doug's job. It's not my job, it's Doug's.
Who said I was going to do that?
Well, I don't know, what are you gonna do with the information? Why do you need it? If you have a problem with it, go down and talk to Doug.
If I have a problem with it, I will address it with Doug, but I need to have the information to address it.
It's not something that we need to, that's getting pretty touchy-feely with Doug's employees, and why don't we put one on you? Let's put one in your truck then, so we all know where you're at. 24 hours a day.
I don't drive a county vehicle. If you wanna buy a county vehicle, sure.
Two questions I think I would have would be, by the account, approval of account, is that so that a supervisor could have access to it outside of the courthouse? Is that kind of the goal of this
Anytime.
motion? Okay,
It would be anytime,
yeah, and so then I guess I can see cause you know, obviously we all get calls in regards to road conditions and grading and whatnot. And you know, you can say, well, no, he has been down your road. I mean, I can see that end of things. At the same time, we should have access to it within the courthouse. I mean, we are his employer, of course. I'm not sure, being that we do have an engineer and foreman's, if we can't communicate or trust the engineer and foreman's to do their job well, then there's a bigger issue that, you know, that's, that's a whole nother issue, if you know what I'm saying. And so, if they're not doing their job, well, then you pursue other means. But if they are doing their job, then everything should be working smoothly, right? I mean, just from an employer standpoint.
I would agree with that too.
So, I'm not sure, like I said, I can see where some of the benefit is,
If
but
somebody.
when we have an issue that we'd like to see resolved, or a concern that we have, yes, we were able to come into here and look at the program in the engineer's office and address that.
Well, I
I can
haven't
see-
even been granted that ability.
I know, but so, we need to be allowed to do that. However, because it is public record, any member of the public can walk in and ask for that. But to be on our living room couch and, you know, or wherever, and do it, I'm not sure that, I could see how that could be a tool, not saying any of us five would do that, but a tool in the future that issues could happen as far as micromanaging or, and like I said, I'm not accusing any of us of doing that. I'm just concerned about what that would imply down the road.
If somebody calls us about a road issue, our job is to call Doug, or go see Doug personally, and have a discussion with him, and say, Doug, I got a call from Tom Dickey, and he says that you weren't down this road, what can you tell me? And then have him give you the information, or have him call, and a lot of times, you give him the person's name, and it's better if Doug calls that person and says, yes, we graded that road at such and such a time. But I don't need to sit there on a computer on my couch at night and watch where all the county employees are working. And that's gonna be everybody. It'll be
That's
Phil
right,
Ellis.
including us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be everybody. And that's not, no, we don't need to do that. That's it's a little invasive in my opinion.
Well, I go back to the point that the five of us have no authority on our own, only if the board decides to do it, all five.
That's right.
If you have one person or two people looking at, I don't have such a big problem with them looking at it, but the information's useless because you have no authority to make a decision on it. That's my point. Until you come to the boardroom and address it in the boardroom,
And
on an agenda item, we have no authority.
And then I feel like we're superseding the department, Doug. I mean, that's,
So what do you say to a employee who comes with a concern that can't or won't share their name for fear of repercussions or retaliation.
Then he then he never contacted you, because if he doesn't give his name,
Anything's done
It's
anonymously
not
in this boardroom is
I,
thrown in the garbage, it means nothing anonymously.
But I'd like to go back to my point of, if we're having issues employee to employer, or department head to employees, whatever, however you wanna phrase that, then there's other issues that need to be addressed first. I don't know if this is the solution to that, so that's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking it'll make it worse, is my problem.
That's my fear, is that it would cause tension, and, I mean, not saying that tension's okay at times, you know, sometimes we need tension, or need things to be fixed, or whatever, but,
And I'm not disagreeing with you, Mr. Stecker, that there isn't problems with every department.
Exactly.
But the right place is in this room, in front of everybody, to express an opinion or a problem. If you go to a supervisor one-on-one, it never happened.
Or if it's done anonymously, it never happened.
Right.
This is a public place.
Well-
We talk about public record, anything done anonymously is not public.
Well, it's still okay for an employee to reach out, I mean, it's still okay for them to visit and whatever.
But if you wanna make a decision, it should be in here.
For a decision, yes.
I'm not saying that any decisions would be made outside if you're for this, but if you have information, you could address things in a different way. And have a different reason as to why you're addressing them.
I was saying, being it's information that is in the courthouse, it is public record, we should be able to come into the office and look at what we would like to address. I mean, I'm totally fine with that, you know, we should be allowed access to that end of things.
You have
That's a
access
little
to it,
different.
you're gonna have access to it 24/7, no matter if you're here or sitting at home on your couch, you're gonna have access to it.
Are you guys ready for a vote? Anybody gonna change their mind?
Call for the vote.
I
Roll
call
vote,
for a roll call vote.
Plath.
Can you repeat what the
Oh,
Oh,
motion
sure.
is?
Motion by Plath, second by Jerks to decline the GPS account for Board of Supervisors.
please. Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Wactor, Stecker,
No?
Jerks.
Guess I get to break the tie. I'm gonna say yes to the motion, and if you wanna discuss it further, I have no problem with that, but I think the engineer should be available for discussion if you're gonna make a motion like this.
I did not know that he would not be here today.
It's not appropriate not to have him in the room when you're discussing something that's under his wheelhouse,
He was aware this would be on the agenda,
but he's not here.
just saying.
Three minutes till we can start.
We'll just wait.
So does anything change for us as far as that goes then?
The GPS stuff?
Yeah.
No.
So we still require to put in all our vehicles?
You get the tracking on it, don't you?
For that?
You get the tracking on the ambulances come to you?
I don't-
I don't yet, but it's not installed
It's
yet.
not set
Oh,
up.
okay. But you will.
Yes.
Yeah. We gotta wait till 8:30.
Is there a copy of the budget in your office?
It's, well, the max tax levy is right there on the desk.
Oh, that's it. That's not the budget.
Yeah, this is just the max tax levy, this isn't the budget hearing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Anybody see the forecast for next week?
No,
We're supposed to have, I think next Tuesday, it's calling for 82 degrees. Well, I didn't see that really.
Ooh.
Yeah.
that
I saw that this morning and I was like,
Awesome.
I vote for no meeting.
we haven't had a motion yet.
Oh, I make a motion.
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah, my phone says 81, so.
we're gonna ruin a perfectly good day coming in here.
Tammy, don't put anything on the agenda.
Too late, it's already coming up.
We'll wear our Hawaiian shirts and shorts.
82 degrees.
Yeah.
Probably be 40-mile-an-hour wind zone.
That
Yeah.
doesn't say much for winds.
My phone says
Oh, it-
15, so
Yeah.
nothing,
Well,
but not bad.
And tomorrow, I think we're supposed to have a high of 35 or something like that, and it's supposed to be windy, and it's like, it's gonna be quite a change in a week to go from
South is
30
supposed to get all the storms today.
Yeah,
good and keep them.
I read their shit, a lot of damage.
Yeah, well, as long as there's no tornadoes.
No, I say they got a lot of tornadoes.
Yeah.
It is 8:30. We will have our public hearing on proposed property tax levy for FY 23-24.
good morning, welcome to the public hearing for the
We
Kossuth
gotta
County.
open it.
We gotta open it.
Oh, sorry, dang it, I had that on my thing too, I just got excited.
You just got
I
excited.
did.
Ready?
Do I have a motion to open the public hearing
So
for
moved.
Mr. Stecker,
Second.
second by Wactor? Do a roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Nath, Wactor,
Yes.
Stecker,
Yes.
Jerks.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, now.
Now,
Go, Tammy.
Okay. Okay, so welcome to the public hearing for the Kossuth County property proposed max tax levy for fiscal year 23-24. Our taxable valuation for general services for current year 22-23, $1,592,360,802. And for our proposed max property tax levy for 23-24, $1,685,997,25. The requested tax dollars for general basic for the current year, 22-23, $5,573,263. The budget year proposed maximum property tax for fiscal year 23-24, $5,900,989. General supplemental, the current year, $2,293,987. The proposed max property tax levy for 23-24, $2,242,376. So requested tax dollars for general services total, current fiscal year, $7,867,250. The proposed maximum property tax for 23-24, $8,143,365, which is a proposed percentage change of 3.51%. The estimated tax rate for general services for the current fiscal year, 4.94062, and the proposed maximum property tax for fiscal year 23-24, 4.83000. The taxable valuations for rural services for the current fiscal year, $1,207,903,514. For proposed maximum property tax levy for 23-24, $1,290,116,882. The requested tax dollars for rural basic for the current fiscal year, $2,113,687. For 23-24, $2,038,384. For rural services total of, for this current fiscal year, $2,113,687. For fiscal year 23-24, $2,038,384, which is a decrease of 3.56%. The estimated tax rate for rural services is 1.74988 for our current fiscal year, and for fiscal year 23-24, 1.58000%. The increases in the budget are due to salary increases, roads and transportation and capital projects, as well as valuation increases. The max tax levy is available online at kossuthcounty.iowa.gov. The above tax rates do not include county voted levies, mental health, disability service levy, debt service levy, and the rates of other local jurisdictions. That is all the information on the max tax levy.
Have any comments on proposed levy for property taxes? Seeing none, do we close the public hearing? Motion by Plath, second by Carter. Do a roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Stecker,
Yes.
Jerks.
Yes. Our next thing is approved resolution 4/4/2301, which is a resolution approving maximum property tax dollars for FY 23-24. And we just heard them. Anybody have any questions? Otherwise I entertain a motion to approve.
I'd make a motion to approve the resolution.
Mr. Stecker makes a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Wactor. Any discussion? Any discussion from the public? Seeing none, please do a roll call vote.
Plath,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Stecker,
Yes.
Jerks.
Yes.
Sign this, please. You have 2 spots to sign.
This is the latest I've ever seen it.
I know, it's the latest you'll probably ever see it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Unless the state does
Well-
another
Well,
rule.
usually it's March,
Yeah,
so they
yeah,
extended it.
Because it was extended, so.
Thank you.
Next thing on our agenda is set date and time for FY 23-24 budget hearing, and it is on April 25th at 8:30 this year. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Carter,
I'll second.
second by Stecker. Any discussion on it? Hearing none, do a roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Stecker,
Yes.
Jerks.
Yes. Phil, you are up. We are up to full-time EMS staff, employee benefits, and hiring process of current staff.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. So the first one on the agenda is the EMS staff benefits and hiring process for current staff. Kind of had a brief conversation on this last week in my monthly update, but put it on the agenda this week. We do have Melissa and Donna here too, so we have questions for them, and I don't say something incorrectly, they're here to correct me. The big thing we're looking at is, since the staff was hired by me and the city, per our business agreement, to be part of the system, since the system started July 1st of 2020, to honor those hire dates back to that date. Nothing prior to that date, just back to the date the system began. One reason is they truly work for the system. They worked at both locations. They didn't work just in Algona. They were paid. Their payroll came from monies put in by Kossuth County for salaries for these staff. we knew this transition was coming when we hired these people, so they were told up front at the time of hire that this transition will be happening. So that's why I'm asking to go back to that date. Melissa did make a phone call on that date to make sure it was okay to do that. And we are okay to honor their hire date, correct?
Correct.
You called the auditor,
I called.
Payroll attorney.
payroll attorney? Okay. Just so we know who you call.
So Melissa did call that and make sure everything was okay in doing that, and she also did that, asked them about carrying over the vacation time. Per our handbook, it says they're allowed to carry over 40 hours of vacation time. If we honor that vacation time carryover, we would be reimbursed for that expense from the city of Algona. Because they're gonna have the option, the employees will have the option to either cash out the vacation time they have or carry over, if we allow it to carry over up to that 40 hours. So either way, the city's gonna have to pay that expense either to the employee or to us. So Melissa did check on that to make sure that was okay. And that was okay. Also looking at, per the handbook, the comp time and the sick time, those two items Melissa has not asked the question.
She did
The
ask the
sick,
question.
not the comp.
Okay,
She has checked with the payroll attorney on the sick leave.
so as far as the
You, Melissa, say.
As far as the comp time goes, I mean, we can either honor that or not, or they can get paid out for it. If we do honor that up to what the handbook allows, the city of Algona will reimburse us for that because that's a true expense to them, regardless if they pay us or pay the employee on that one as well.
It'd be cleaner if they paid them out, probably. To me,
Just to the employee directly.
yeah,
And carry over the vacation.
right.
So when they start, their first paycheck will be in July 20th. They'll begin employment on July 1st. So their first paycheck is gonna be a half a paycheck because they don't have the 14 days of the first month. So they're gonna have to cash out some of that anyway to make sure they have a full paycheck that first month. Otherwise, they won't get a full paycheck until the 20th of August. So I mean, we can work around that to which way works best that they carry it over. The only reason I included comp time is some of the people that began, I had 3 that began July 1st of this year, so they won't get any vacation time accrued until July 1st of next year. So if they carried, 20 hours of comp time, at least they'd have a little time off those first 6 months after they began here. That's the only reason I looked at doing that as well. The ones that have both vacation time and comp time is probably not as big a deal except for those 3 new people that don't have any vacation time accrued yet.
Sick leave, the city had no problem with the 44.5, or did you ask them yet?
I have not.
Melissa did check with the attorney. Melissa, I'll let you tell him what the attorney said about sick leave.
Okay, he just, you can award the sick leave, the accrued sick leave, but he recommends caution.
So we
And
Would we have to be reimbursed for that, or did he comment
He
on
didn't
that?
explain, I'm supposed to call him if there's more questions.
wouldn't it be better if the city paid or did what they would and made it complete and they'd come here and get new sick leave? I think it'd be,
Well, they won't pay them out for their sick leave that they have. Just like us, if an
Yeah.
employee quit here, we would not pay them out for their sick leave. So sick leave is not a reimbursable benefit to employee, only if they use it.
you're correct.
The downside.
I think there might be an issue with taking sick leave from a different employee and
Yeah,
and carrying it over to here.
you're crossing over different
Yeah.
entities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I
He
think,
said it was potentially taking over a large liability.
So those numbers, that 44.5% that I have, that's the information I got from Doug.
Yep.
After the last meeting, I went down and talked to Doug and I got that, that's the percentage that he had figured, so that's where that number came from. So as it stands today, the cost, if that 44.5% holds true, is looking at $7,274.
I'd kinda like a really good opinion on that sick leave before we make a decision on that.
Yeah, I would agree with
I
that.
don't wanna cross the line anywhere.
Do we wanna call?
Well, can you get an opinion, Melissa, in writing?
He sent an email.
He is sending,
He did
He
send
did.
it, he did
It's
say
what I just read.
he
If
recommends
you wanna
against
see it.
it.
If you could bring that up, that might be a good idea.
I'd
Take a peek
kinda
at
like
quick.
something in writing.
Thank you.
Right there.
Pass it on down.
Top part of the email is where you're surrounded. Is he up to speed on the business agreement we had in place with Algona?
No, I did look for it after we spoke on the phone
Okay.
yesterday to send it to him.
And I don't believe that there's any part of the business agreement that singles out, you know, any of the, it just says benefits per the city of Algonah handbook, it doesn't specify
Yeah, I don't know if we had
each
that.
individual, benefit as far as sick time, comp time. Just says per city policy, I'm sure it does.
Does the city give you any direction on what they,
I guess at
Would or
the
wouldn't
last EMS board meeting, Jacob was very much against the city paying for sick time in any
what about
form.
comp time? Would you have a problem?
Comp time is
They,
no
no,
problem.
vacation and comp time, they would pay out either way, whether it's to us or the employees, so that should not be an issue. Sick time will be the issue though. And we had a lengthy discussion about that. But I don't know if the council has an opinion or not, but Jacob definitely was not supportive of it.
In my, just from the conversations I have, I would suspect that will hold fast. I don't think the council will change from what Jacob recommends.
The tough part is I'm conscious of how this would affect the employees, but we've also gotta look at it on a broader picture of how it affects the county and any other staff that we hire in the future too, so.
Well, let's put Donna on the spot, again, she's here, I don't remember ever transferring sick leave in from an individual into the county.
I don't know how.
Even when we
why
hi-
it would have ever come into play. I think
Well, we
just-
hired from the state already, but they didn't carry their sick leave.
No, that's, I mean, it wouldn't come
That,
into
we've
that.
never done it, is my point.
No. And we've had many discussions that that's not a compensatable benefit.
Right,
We haven't chose to even do that here, so then pulling it back in might be interesting.
Yeah. The only thing I think we could maybe have as justification would be the business agreement, but if our attorney hasn't seen that, I would not be comfortable going forward with transferring sick leave across, in any form until we have a solid opinion from him on that. Cause that email was not reassuring. The business agreement would be the only potential, I think, if there's a documented relationship in that way, might be able to justify it
I
on a
think the only thing we're
one-time
gonna find in
situation.
the business agreement is it's gonna state, you know, that they're hired in collaboration between us and the city and paid through the city, but are,
But the agreement in itself would define that relationship, so you might be able to justify it on that grounds, but, I wouldn't know until he would have an opinion on that.
I'll go back to all the meetings we had and what we presented to the voters, and we never presented that we would do anything like this. Which, whether it's right or wrong, I'm not,
I mean,
it
there's,
muddies the water.
So what do we do with the vacation time that they have with the city coming over here?
So if we approve to allow that up to the 40 hours per the handbook, the city would reimburse us for those, for that, so it wouldn't be an expense, it would not be an expense to the county to honor that.
Yeah,
And that's what I had told the attorney as well.
yeah. So that it's basically taking it from one hand to the other hand, but it's not an expense to the new system, or to the county taxpayers in that regard.
Well, the thing is, vacation time's a cash expense, sick leave is not, and that's where we're
Yeah.
drawing the line.
Yep,
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, yeah, I mean, sick time is an insurance, basically insurance. It's not paid, it's not to be paid out, but if we're honoring, if they are coming in with 2 or 3 weeks of vacation time, I mean, they can use that to, if they have to be gone for a day or two.
The only concern is the people that have been employed for, 2, 3 years that have sick time built up, if something would happen, they would have nothing, so that was my concern with it.
I
It's-
agree
it's-
with you, but I don't wanna do anything that's not culture.
No,
That's my problem.
The other argument you could make is, yeah, you did talk to them when they were hired on, that this change was going to be happening. And, I mean, they gotta understand that there's going to be some give and take there a little bit when we're changing over to the
Well,
county.
there is some compensation for it, I mean, they're coming into an organization that's gonna offer free family health insurance.
Right.
So.
Well, their job was suspected, subject to the whims of Algona until the county
So
took it
in some
over.
ways, there is some compensation.
Oh, there's a lot of benefit here to the employees to work for the county instead of the city.
yeah,
They have to realize that. As far as having stable employment, this is.
more than just pay
Yeah,
on top of that too.
so what do you wanna do, guys?
So is their pay gonna be the same, so that way the vacation reimbursement we get from the city matches what we're actually gonna pay? So the revenue matches the expense? Their vacation pay.
In that case, it might be better to have the city pay them out on it at their current rate, because it would muddy the waters less.
Well,
Well,
if they're gonna make more here, then when we pay them the vacation, it's gonna be more than the revenue that the city of Algona pays.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't care, I'm just wondering I don't know what their wages are, so I was trying to.
it's a lot cleaner if we do it the way you want to do it. The biggest thing is the day to hire. I don't want them all taking all their vacation on December 10th.
or June
Or
30th.
June
Yeah,
30th
and
or
with-
whatever.
When they throw them into town.
with that being okay, I'm perfectly comfortable with honoring their hire date up to 7/1 of 2020. I'm okay with that.
Are you making a motion?
Yes, I would make a motion for that like that first paragraph, well,
The first sentence, besides stopping at 7/1/2020.
yeah,
Okay.
let's do that just for one to start.
Okay,
So you're gonna do it in all separate motion?
Yeah, probably, because of the discussions we've had, probably would be better to do it item by item.
okay.
Okay,
So that would just be for their hire date.
Okay.
I will second your motion on the hire date. Stecker? Jarks? We have a motion and a second on the floor. And it would be to set the hire date for 7/1/2020
Up to,
Up to.
up to,
Up to.
Yep.
The motion is to approve hiring of current EMS staff honoring their hire date for the Kossuth County EMS system back to 7/1/2020.
yep,
Yes,
everybody understand the motion?
Melissa's got a
I have
question.
a question for Phil, so they're not, it's not gonna be 7/1
No,
in the system, each person's
Yes.
gonna have a different hire date depending on when they were hired as city. Okay.
To
Yes,
go-
okay.
Yep.
To go back that far.
But if there's somebody hired prior to 7/1/2020, because Brian Spry was hired a couple months prior to that,
Okay,
if you wanna go back to 7-1.
Okay, I
That's
just
when
didn't
the-
know if
That's when the system.
I just wanted to clear that I wasn't putting everybody at 7-1, it's on theirs.
It's,
Yeah.
it's their current date now,
Whatever,
right?
August,
So that's
Yeah.
their anniversary, but then they're gonna have the 3 weeks vacation accrued or coming in when they reach that anniversary date.
We haven't got
We
there
haven't
yet.
got that far yet.
No, that's all included with the hire date, right? That would
That's
follow
what
our
you're doing,
policy
the
based
hire
on the
date.
hire date,
If you're
yeah.
gonna hire it, that
Yes.
will include.
That's what it
So then if
would
someone's
come into
been there 2 years come August, then we're gonna give them 2 weeks vacation
Right.
come August.
Yes,
You good with what we got so far, Melissa?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. Have a motion and a second on the floor, any more discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimous. Next, we need something on vacation hours.
I would make a motion that we allow employees, well, I guess for discussion first, what do you guys think as far as the rate? Do we need to have discussions with the city of Algona, whether it's the current rate or the new rate they're coming in before we act on
I think
this?
it would be good to confirm it.
Or what rate do you have any idea, Phil, as far as which rate?
I was gonna use the 7-1 rate, which would be their rate of hire here,
Their rate
because,
of hire,
because they would be getting a raise if they stayed with the city of Algona, that would be effective 7-1 as well, so.
Yeah.
okay,
So
So the revenue from the city is gonna be at that new rate?
it should match the new rate then, right?
right,
You know,
Yeah.
put that into motion, and
Okay,
if they don't wanna allow it, then
we'd have to go back to the drawing board.
Do we need
So-
to check with them before you make the motion?
now we'll make the
No.
motion and then give it to them, and if they don't accept it, we'll have to redo it.
So I'd make the motion to allow employees to carry over up to 40 hours of vacation to be reimbursed by the city of Algona based on their salary that's offered for 7/1/2023 start date.
You got, she's,
Yep, give her a second to write.
Okay, do you want me to repeat it?
yes,
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, allow employees to carry over up to 40 hours of vacation to be reimbursed by the city of Algona at the rate of hire on July 1st, 2023.
does everybody understand the motion? I have a
I'll
motion, I already did second
Oh, you did?
it, yeah,
Oh, who made that motion?
I did.
Shaker and Jerk second, okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Does everybody understand the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried unanimous. Now we're up to the 56 hours of comp time.
Was this one that we had not checked on yet with
I
the attorney?
didn't ask, but, I mean, if the city's gonna reimburse us like the vacation, I imagine he would say it's okay, but I'm not sure. But,
Well, if we let them
Done.
carry over the comp time, then if we don't let the sick leave carry over, it's not quite as bad.
That's a concern too, because you're saying you want to cap at 56 hours, so bringing in 56 hours isn't so much. Is that
Capped.
You're talking
Yeah,
about
that'd be a limit.
Yeah,
not what
like-
they carry over.
for in the
Yeah.
handbook.
yeah, the
Yeah,
handbook says
for the
56.
handbook, yes.
Right,
Yeah,
so that isn't necessarily meaning that they'll bring in 56 hours because they'd be at the cap,
it's up to,
up to.
yep,
I would make the motion to allow them to take over 56 hours as a cap on their constant time,
up to,
up to,
yep,
sorry. And to reimburse, and the city's gonna reimburse us.
do you wanna specify the same rate like we did for 7-1
Yeah.
on the
The
previous?
rate is 7,123.
I'll second that.
You want to staff and have, are you wanting them to come in at 56?
I don't think anyone will come in with 56. I just put 56 because that's what the handbook states.
Right, oh, but you kind of, that's, because you have to have staff in.
Right.
Right.
Do you know right now, Phil, what they have to carry over? Any clue?
For which
Comp
line?
time?
So with the city, they were allowed to carry up to 80 hours.
Oh,
I have one at 72, one at 15, one at 59, one at 63, one at 22, and one at 1.
oh, so one of them's gonna get dinged.
Well, they'll probably just
The
have to
city will
use
pay
it,
them out.
The
Yeah.
three new ones, you know, don't have a lot built up yet.
But the one that's got quite a bit, he can use it out before he transfers?
or they'll pay
Or they'll
out.
pay it out.
Yeah.
Cause they're gonna be short that first paycheck, so they need to have something in there to offset that short paycheck.
Okay,
Well, it'll be a different schedule. They won't really be short, but it'll be a different timing.
Right.
Yeah.
They won't get their first full paycheck until August 20th.
Yeah,
Yes.
does everybody understand the motion?
Is this motion two-part to allow up to 56 counselor time to be reimbursed by city of Algona at the rate of hire on 7/1/23 and be able to carry over 56 hours of comp time per year? Is that what the motion is, or is it just pay?
it's just to carry over, right?
Just to carry over,
Oh, so it's not giving,
Cause they would, no, they would follow the handbook after
Right.
that.
after they're out?
right, but it's not in the handbook, so we have to make a motion to put it in the handbook, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
It's not,
per handbook you want in there?
The handbook has 56 hours.
Yeah. the
our
handbook.
handbook does have it in there, never mind.
It is
Okay.
56, but we don't have a department for EMS, so they've got to add that.
That's what I
section.
thought, okay.
So we gotta put it in the handbook for EMS.
Because we don't have that
56.
category, we don't have that category.
Okay,
That's what,
that's what I thought.
was a general class.
that is, but we have others, there's
Okay.
like 4,
Yeah.
3 other.
We'll make
But that
sure,
is-
Donna, make sure that I get in there right.
So we, well, I think we talked about trying to put it all into one, but we have differences, and so we need to separate that out.
Separate.
Sheriff's
Yeah,
office is
what-
gonna have to be.
Leave it in there that it will be put in the handbook, the motion.
Okay,
We have a
and-
couple other things we have to put into the handbooks, EMS specific too, so. The hour thing and.
And then Tammy, the city's gonna reimburse for that as well.
At the new rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 7-1.
Yeah.
They will.
Do you want me to repeat the motion?
Oh, we're doing good. Everybody understand the motion?
Yeah, that's fine.
All those in favor, please say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. We need a break?
No.
No? Sure. So, Phil, where are we at now?
So I'll talk, you want me to talk to Todd then on that other one, or how you wanna proceed
Sick
with that
leave?
one? Yeah.
on the sick leave, I would say we need to talk to our payroll attorney.
Yeah.
Not Todd, but our payroll attorney with Melissa, and get some more information on that before we act on it, in my opinion. And
Like,
then,
what do you want to know? What do you want to ask?
I don't know if it's culture to carry over sick leave from one business to another.
the only thing I think would maybe be information that he doesn't have already
Be the business.
would be the business agreement, so
And was that signed in the boardroom or whatever?
Yes.
Phil,
Do
can
you know
you,
what date? I can look it up or find it.
I'd say let's just find it after the meeting.
Okay.
Let's get that to him and then have him review that to see if that changes his opinion at all. Because I can completely follow his justification if you're taking him from any random business or any other employment they're coming from. This topic and situation specifically, we have out of the ordinary agreement, so.
Well, we have no idea if it's even legal to do.
Well, yeah, so he should be the one to look into that.
Okay. I will get with Melissa, get her the information she needs and,
Cause I've never seen it done before, so I'm having a little issue with it, so.
Tammy, should we have a motion to table that until we have more information, or?
Sure.
Okay,
That's fine.
I would make that motion to table the decision on sick leave until we get more information from our payroll attorney.
Second to that motion?
You don't have to make a motion, you just have to say no action taken.
That's true, we don't have to, but I think it would be better for documentation and the process of it, just to show what we're doing.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. Everybody understand the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Phil, do you need anything on the, benefits? You got employee benefits will begin per the handbook following the start.
no, I
date.
just made that comment. I don't think there's anything that needs to be motioned on that.
That's,
Okay.
yeah,
It should be, I just wanted to
that's
clarify
just
that.
common knowledge.
Yeah, the health insurance portion, we know doesn't start for 30 days after their start date. The city's insurance will cover them for the month of July, so we're covered there for the staff. They'll have to continue with the city through July, then the counties will start August 1st. And then the rest of them, like life, Melissa said, there's a 6-month waiting period on life insurance. So we'll follow the handbook on those start dates and everything that's in the handbook for that. But we should be fine because we coordinated with the city on when theirs will stop and start here.
Okay. So are you looking for anything else for action from us today?
The second thing on the item was the job description and the job postings.
Yep, for this one.
We are up to EMS full-time staff job description and job posting. Phil, what have you got for us?
I included there's 2 job descriptions, one for the paramedic and one for the EMT level, and also a copy of the posting to post the positions. Those have been taken to the advisory council for review. Just put them on the agenda for you guys for review and make a motion to move forward on those 2 items.
So everybody's gonna apply again?
Correct, we'll have to follow the labor laws as far as posting and waiting in the 10 days and rehire the current staff, and then any additional staff that may apply, we can look at them as well.
You got any problem, anything in here, Melissa, that you have a problem?
I
with?
did share this with Donna.
I didn't,
We
I
have,
didn't look at it, sorry.
we have one thing on the, salary.
Okay,
It has a range and we
Yeah,
need to,
and I'll talk with Phil after that, but I think for the posting aspect of it, it would be okay for now. We'll have to set a specific salary, but
we
So-
need to make sure that it's like our wage schedule for the rest of the county to make sure that they're
Yep.
all at the same rate per job title,
yep.
with the
And-
only difference being longevity.
Mhm. And I told Phil I would talk with him after the meeting on that,
So we can review the salary if there's any adjustments.
and we'll have to set that at a later date.
What's that?
We'll have to set the salary for these positions.
Well, they'll be hourly employees or non-exempt.
That's
They'll
fine,
all
but
be
their
at the-
wage,
they'll all
their,
be at the same wage scale unless, except for longevity.
Yep,
Well, there'll be different classifications.
Right,
right,
but in
Per
the
type.
classification.
yeah, just paramedic and EMT and.
So you wanna leave that out of the motion?
I don't think we need to adjust anything for the posting. We will need to come back and have action to set their starting salary for those positions, but I don't think we need to affect the posting. Would be,
And the starting wages will not be offered until we offer them employment, after we post, after doing interviews, and then when we actually offer the positions, at that time we'll offer.
but we'll
Money
we'll
based
have to
on-
make that decision as far as what that starting salary is.
Right.
And, but
I got no problem with the job posting as it's presented on our iPad. Does anybody? I would entertain a motion to approve the job posting for EMS full-time staff.
I'd make that motion.
Second,
I'll second.
Josh,
Carter beat you. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for your patience.
Yeah.
You ready for the break?
Doug Crouch is here for the.
I know, we're only gonna take about 5-minute break.
Okay.